Dear Dance, where do I even begin? See that little girl on the screen? That girl's me. Yep, believe that. That's baby Mar. Little did she know you were going to mean so much to her one day, and you were going to spark something in her that she never knew she had. And you were going to prove to her that she was more than what the bullies and the pessimists in her life were making her believe she was. You came out of nowhere when I was 9 years old and introduced me to a whole world that I didn't know existed. A whole world that would later on become my whole life. That would later on be an element of every single positive and happy memory that I now can look back on and will forever hold on to. And all other dancers know what I'm talking about. That feeling. That burning, yearning sensation inside of you that just cannot cease once the music is on. The difficulty you have when you're sitting at a restaurant table and can't stop body rolling in your seat or tapping your foot below the table. Anyone with a passion knows, actually, like the feeling that I'm talking about. It all began in 2006 when I made the decision to attend a local performing arts camp. That's us on the screen right now. And I learned my very first choreo to Rihanna's SOS. And for once, I was discovering dimensions and points that I never knew my body could portray or hit. And the little girl who fell victim to many years of being picked on for her imperfections finally felt like in some way she had something special to hold on to and offer. From then on, I never looked back. For a little girl who continuously struggled to believe that she was good enough, you helped me conquer my stresses and my anxiety as opposed to suppressing them. And I found happiness. I found joy. I found substance in the form of movement, in the form of counts, in the form of the lights on the stage embracing and tracing my every movement. Thank you, dance, for that. And literally so much more. Every night, no matter what the weather was, rehearsal was always where I wanted to be. It was the only place where I truly felt like myself, truly free. It was where hard work inevitably took place and where values of familial ethics, perseverance, and introspective reflection were constants. It was the place where I cried the most and the place where I learned the most. It was the place where I met my best friends and where I learned how lucky I was to have such amazing mentors to guide my passion and show me the steps I needed to take in order to be the best version of myself. Living in my neighborhood, classical training was never an option, given the means of what my family could provide. Therefore, my passions found their home and their roots at the Cabashan Youth Center. You can see that here. That's our gym. It's lovely. At the age of 9, I was a part of the summer performing arts camp, and from then on spent every summer there, to this day, eventually becoming an instructor and choreographer myself when I was 14. It was within those years that I truly began to understand this passion of mine, and in truth, what having a passion truly meant. Thank you for being such a privilege to learn and explore for free, and I apologize for the many moments where I took trading opportunities for granted and shunned myself into a corner, forgetting about the true meaning and value of this entire process. Dear Dance, thank you for the mentors who guided me through it all, for bringing such amazing people and souls into my life who would still now remain in my life. And every moment spent with them added up and made a significant impact on the woman and dancer I am today. To have been taught by such powerful and passionate women who saw nothing but greatness in a group of inner city children was such an immaculate blessing, gratefully and truly. To have them teach us everything that they knew with their hearts on their sleeves day in and day out really taught me how much grit it took to be so kind and so influential. To this day, I don't think I have properly expressed to them how much they have changed my life and have given me so much more than just a combo and a dance lesson. They taught me values. They taught me optimism. They taught me how to love myself and see myself as someone who was capable. They were more than teachers. They became family. And if it weren't for them, their endless cheering, their lectures about gratitude when progress became stagnant, their shared tears and fears, the stage would just be a distant dream. The way they led us taught me so much about what it truly meant to be a leader. And down the line, once given the opportunity to lead a team of my own, I thought of their words every day. I remembered their values, their drills, their morals, and their actions, and I let that bleed into every aspect of my leadership methods. While doing so, I developed my own methods, and I strive to harbor the same feelings and gratitude in my own group of warriors. Dear Dance, thank you for the role models that dimmed their light to let us shine. The role models who were superstars yet were so humble and so down to earth. Thank you for every lesson that came from every encounter with them. Dear Dance, thank you for growth. Thank you for the realization that I am no longer my past and that the only moments that define me will be the ones I choose to let define me. I used to be that girl. The one who wanted nothing more than to be happy with what she saw in the mirror and to be satisfied with what I was becoming. I wanted to be quote-unquote pretty, to stand out for reasons that were superficial, but for the time, because elementary school and middle school were vicious, I didn't know better. I was that girl who was constantly poked at for her appearance and was bullied by those who saw her only as an objectification of intelligence. I was that girl who wore layers of hoodies in 30-degree weather because I was that self-conscious and literally had teachers pulling me out of class to assess my decisions. And at this very period in my life, I began dancing on a competitive team, and it was this process, this ongoing process, towards achieving a common goal with a group of like-minded individuals that truly changed the game and my life for the better. Thank you, dance, for allowing me to grow through movement, for allowing me to prove to myself that I was more than the objectification set upon me by others. Through hours at rehearsals, day in and day out on a weekly basis, along with the edge provided by the competitive nature, I was able to learn that I could write my own story through hard work mixed with risk-taking, mixed with creativity, and that was something that I found to be so profound and so beautiful. I learned how to be fearless within my freedom and to push boundaries as I pushed myself in order to make it through that 2.5-minute set, to make it through that 11-minute set, to make it through that 60-minute conditioning session, and overall to make it through every rehearsal the week leading up to competition day. Looking back and then looking in the mirror now at the woman I am today, I would have never expected things to be the way they currently are right now. And honestly, if I did not have these experiences, or in fact this wake-up call, I don't think I would see what I'm currently seeing. So thank you, Dance, for strength and for helping me discover the power I innately possessed. And thank you for helping me grow that thick skin that I needed to survive every day on the front lines of life. Dear Dance, thank you for the creative process, and thank you for your versatility when it comes to both simplicity and complexity. Thank you for giving myself and others a platform to share in the ways that our hearts see fit. Thank you for not coming with a detailed instruction manual, and thank you for allowing us to put our best foot forward when it counts the most. Your simplicity allows us to have fun and kick it at parties with each other, just vibing to the music without a care in the world, while sharing claps, laughter, and invincible smiles. And your complexity allows us to have internal wars, whether it's choreography block while trying to create, or just being a sinking ship in class. But you know what? We can't even be mad because we know that both of those factors result in us just reinforcing our love for you. Whether it's the addiction to the euphoria from the fun or the hunger we have to get better, it all comes from dabbling in the creative process set by the confounds of mastering you as a craft. So thank you for allowing us to not only speak through movement, but to speak through musicality, and to be able to translate lyrics as if our bodies were the instruments for an audience that has no true or set size. Thank you for the nights that we spend in our rooms with you freestyling in order to blow off steam, the comfort you provide after we endure hard work days or just hard days in general. Thank you for your ability to just make everything make sense again, because not a lot of things in life can do that effortlessly. We can paint pictures, and we can tell stories, and we can solve puzzles, and we can interpret feelings all through exploring your dimensions, and because of that, you give us all identity. You allow us to call ourselves artists, creatives, yet ground us to the point where we still remember that at the end of the day, we're all people that share a common heartbeat. Dear Dance, thank you for the escape. Thank you for that feeling. Thank you for the blur of a moment that happens after being on stage underneath the lights and in front of an audience. That experience of doing what you love and being able to showcase it, being able to showcase what it looks like when you're giving it your all. That adrenaline rush when it comes over you both before and after a performance, those feelings, those moments, they will forever go uncontested. Thank you for every embrace by the spotlight, every guided movement, every moment where we're able to take a millisecond to breathe and realize that we love what we do. Again, all things that we can say because of you and because we dance, and those feelings and those moments will never go uncontested. Stress goes unnoticed, insecurities go unnoticed, problems just don't feel or seem like problems anymore thanks to you. And you literally create this safe haven for us to just feel happiness without the catch, to feel full without the taxing price. And thank you for the anticipation and the nervousness, for butterflies and for excitement, and for allowing us to fall in love over and over again, and for never getting old. Thank you for the chills. Because of you, something great always feels like it's going to happen, and it allows us to constantly be overjoyed by the littlest of things. Whether it's watching someone serve you everything during a group in class, or realizing that you'll be competing at a competition you used to only admire through a computer screen on YouTube, or your favorite dances are in town to teach, you never cease to amaze us. So thank you for these feelings, which then lead us to opportunities from leadership to classes to learning life skills throughout it all. Lastly, thank you for the people that I share this with, the community that began so long ago that now is thriving and growing day by day. Thank you for the friends we meet along the way, the teammates that I admire and learn from on a daily basis, and the legacy that we are so blessed to build because we are building it together. My teammates throughout all the teams that I've had the honor and privilege to be on were the support system sent from above, through life's highs and life's lows. Thank you for the fun we always get to have together in rehearsal, and for the stupid shit we would always do in between runs or even outside the studio. Thank you for the pre-performance pep talks, the family and friends nights, and for the goosebumps that come from whenever we put our hands in and cheer for ourselves as a collective. Thank you for the mutual love and respect that we have for each other, and in fact the love and respect that some of us are missing in life because that's how it be sometimes. The people we look forward to seeing after a shitty day, the people I look forward to sharing with, and the people who complete me and pick me up when I'm feeling at my worst. Thank you, dance, for blessing me with every soul who has ever shared a stage with me, who has ever challenged vulnerability with me, who has ever fought fear with me through this craft. Thank you for the pride that we can collectively share, simply because we belong to a family with a history and can always represent the name across our backs and our chests. So thank you for this identity. Dear dance, life is ridden with mountains, downfalls, failures, and successes. But the thing is, you stuck with me through it all. You save lives, you educate others, you help us tell stories, and you remind us all that we're all one and the same when it comes to being under the same spotlight. For giving us purpose and for helping us feel less lost and more found. Thank you unconditionally for the past, present, and future, for growth, for lessons, for feelings, for friendship, for memories, for challenges, for the process, and for power. We often forget that the journey is what's the most important thing, and you really let us feel that every time we move, and every time we do a choreo, and every time we learn. It's not about point A or point B. So thank you.